Welcome back to another Borderlands 3 wish list. And in this video I wanted to finally jump in and talk about the gun system. Now, Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2 had pretty different gun systems. And that's kind of had a divide among the Borderlands community. Now, I kind of hope for Borderlands 3 they somewhat mix these, because I really don't think that sticking with the Borderlands 2 system is going to be a great idea. I prefer the Borderlands 2 system, but I think it will get boring because we already had that in the pre-sequel. Now, I'm shooting these Jacobs shotguns for a reason. And one of the reasons is I love the Borderlands 2 manufacturer gimmicks. I've been very vocal about that when people compare the gun systems, and the shotguns here are a great example. Not only that, you get the drastic change from, let's say, Jacobs and a Torg, but even the barrels drastically change how these guns work. And to me, that's a massive win. But Borderlands 1 did have its really good points as well. So, a few things that Borderlands 1 did better was you had multiple levels of legendaries. And you could have legendaries on different parts. Legendaries were not really locked into just the barrel like they are in Borderlands 2. You could have legendary grips or stocks. I think you could have stocks. I'm not an expert on the Borderlands 1's gun system, to be completely frank there, but you could have, for sure, different legendary parts. I don't know if every single part could be legendary, but I know there's multiple different parts. And this is something that we lost in Borderlands 2. Now, there were a few exceptions, like the Fremington's Edge. I believe the legendary ability was tied to the scope in that, which was a rarity. But for the most part, it was strictly the strictly the barrels. So in Borderlands 3, I kind of hope they rework the gun system once again. One of the problems with Borderlands the pre-sequel was we saw all the same guns again, and that was boring. Now, I like these guns. Like, I love the coach gun. It'll be sad to not have the coach gun anymore, but if they don't change it up enough and we don't have to relearn this gun system and it's all just the same, it's gonna be dull as fuck. And that's not good for anybody. We need some excitement. We need something new to learn. Just using the exact same guns over and over again is not going to be a very great thing. So, what do they do to the gun system? Do they start over from scratch? There's so much lore built into them. It's hard to say. And I don't know if I really have the greatest answer for that. Oh, there's a rabbit chasing me. Should have been more aware of that. But I don't know. I don't know if I need the answer. Sometimes just asking the question is good. So, a few things I do know that I want them to do would be reintroduce more legendary parts, and also bring back more changing barrels. So, I said earlier that there's a reason I'm using shotguns. Going from a quad to a coach to a scattergun or bushwhack to long rider, it drastically changes a shotgun. And this, I think shotguns is what Borderlands 2 did the absolute best. Out of all the things that they did, they nailed shotguns, if you ask me. And Borderlands 1's, all the shotguns kind of felt the same. So, I want them to keep doing more diverse barrels, Now they actually did a pretty good job with this with Borderlands 2 assault rifles. With Vladoff having 2 barrels, and the second barrel being the spin barrel, and then the Torg barrel turned it into basically a mini rocket launcher or a grenade launcher. Although they weren't the most successful with at least the Torg barrel. The Vladoff barrels were pretty awesome, I thought. The spin barrel or the regular barrel. But having those different barrels, I think, is pretty awesome. So one thing I hope they do, for example, would be with pistols, is bring back the masher barrel. Maybe make that a secondary Jacobs barrel. I'm not sure what you would do for all the other barrels, but you know, I think a masher barrel would be something everyone would love to see back. And if they do enough of those things, they could potentially kind of keep the weapon system similar, but that would be enough to make it new and fresh. Where's that guy? Sometimes cursed pirates can sneak out on you here. You got to be careful. But yeah, so Borderlands 1, you know, we had the masher barrel. It really changed the pistols. On the sniper barrels, you had the drastic accuracy changes, which I absolutely despise, and I don't want to see those back, because I thought they ruined sniping in that game. But I would love to see 2 or 3, or at least 2 barrels per brand, per gun type, I think. And that would really increase the weapon system. Possibly even more bodies, or just, you know, get more manufacturers make more types of guns. Not everyone make everything. It would be dumb for Jacobs to make SMGs, for example. Whoa, someone ragged out like a motherfucker there. But I was hoping to blow up his barrel. But we could, you know, see a return of Vladoff or Maliwan shotguns, or I would love to see Jacobs rocket launchers just being either harpoon guns like the Ahab, or... Ooh, that's not good. Or the 12-pounder, for example, could have kind of been a Jacobs gun. Oh, there's a cursed pirate. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Where's my phase lock? Other than that, it's hard to say what I... God, that guy's got life for days. You know, what I want to do, because I do love this gun system so much in Borderlands 2, and I don't want to see him veer too far from it, but once again, we just saw it again in the pre-sequel, and that was boring. I do hope they also stay with just legendary guns, not all of them, but a certain amount just being interesting. Don't do too many like Hammer Busters or Lady Fist, where you just increase a stat that shoots the same, you know, more Pimpernels and Madhouse, and whether they all worked or not, you know, guns that you kind of shoot differently, Fibbers, and, you know, that stuff to me makes it all interesting. So I guess, you know, let me know what you guys think of the Borderlands gun systems, what you prefer, Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, the pre-sequel. Actually, you know, I don't have to sign off yet. E-Techs, Iridians, lasers, people have asked with all that, and they're going to ask that, so I might as well cover that with this too. I hope we see lasers back. I think lasers were really interesting and fun and cool. But I hope they kind of finish them, give them accessories, polish them off, maybe make a few more of them brand-wise. You know, maybe not Jacobs, that would kind of be dumb. But I wouldn't mind seeing like a Scav or a Bandit laser. Now, I would love to see some E-Techs back, but I don't know if they need to come back. I mean, outside of plasma casters and launchers, they were kind of shit. Oh, I thought I hit that barrel. Now, Iridium guns in Borderlands 1, they were pretty much shitty. I wouldn't mind seeing them come back if they really redesigned them and made them not shit. I guess that's an obvious statement. But I mean, the more guns the merrier, the bigger the system the better, as long as, you know, we're not held back like we were in Borderlands 2 with the old consoles. So, if that's the case, like, bring it all on. I'm not really opposed to having any of it and all of it. That corrosive gun's gotta go. But, yeah, I mean, E-Techs for the most part were kind of bad, outside of a couple of cool ones. Speaking of the 12-pounder, there it is. Oh, here's some chain reaction bore bait. These guys just keep coming until I go up there and kill them. I don't remember this many spawning. Maybe they do. It looks like it. Oh, there we go. I've got inertia. And scorn. Of course, he's got evade techniques. Yeah, so the E-Techs, like I said, they were, outside of SMGs and rocket launchers, they were pretty bad, but, you know, it doesn't mean they have to still be bad. They can fix them, so I wouldn't mind seeing them back if they do that. And that's kind of where I stand on it. I guess to recap, I'd like to keep something similar to the Borderlands 2 setup, but more barrel types. More guns making more types, so, you know, again, Molly 1 and Vladoff shotguns, for example. You know, Jacob's launchers would kind of be cool. Not everybody make everything, but pretty close to it. Like, maybe each brand only leaves out one type. That wouldn't be bad. Also reintroduce legendary parts besides barrels, so we could have levels of legendaries again, if that's capable. That's I think that's a better way to do it. Like I said, the multiple barrel types, but make sure they change them up. Like, example, the Masher barrel, or the Anarchy barrel. Was the Anarchy a barrel? I think so. Or the SMGs, like you could get the ×2 barrel for that in Borderlands 1. Bringing back, especially different pellet count barrels really helps. So bring back things like that to really change them, you know, again, like the Torg for assault rifles, the rocket launcher barrel, bring that back, but also have a gyro jet barrel, and the launcher barrel, fix it, of course. Keep the manufacturer gimmicks, but you gotta change it up enough, or just tweak them enough that they're new and interesting. If you just copy and paste them back over, it'll be kind of boring. I'm all for bringing back E-Tech, Iridium, and lasers, as long as they tweak them and improve them and change them up. Iridiums would be the easiest because the gun system has changed so much. You know, E-Techs, hopefully they could leave kind of PCs and the launchers pretty much alone, but you know, fix the other ones, especially the god-awful pistols, and these the assault rifle ones were usable, unlike pistols, but, you know, there's a lot of bad things. Splat guns in general were pretty bad. So if they would kind of rework a lot of that stuff, I think there'd be potential to bring back all that and just have a massive system. But I would love to see kind of that mixture of Borderlands 1, legendary parts of the Borderlands 2 gimmicks. I think that would be really, really epic. And we could see some interesting things and just really increase the size of the loot pool. as long as console RAM limitations can take it, because that's the thing that kind of held back Borderlands 2 with guns. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. Bye.